Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of CanalTown here in City Skylines, where last episode we fully extended more of the canal network to reach different areas of the map, which we can now continue our expansions. Today I want to look at trying to build a very modest university. I'm not going to go too crazy, not too big. I don't really have the resonance to kind of fill a large one. But we do need to start kind of highly educating our citizens since we built like a huge IT cluster recently. And it's requiring quite a lot of workers. So as always guys, if you do enjoy this episode, please smash that like button down below. If you want to see more, then make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when the next episode do come out. But CanalTown is starting to look really good right now. Look at the beauty of these canals extending. Oh my goodness me. Last episode I kind of mentioned, should I delete the dam and replace it down so I have control of it? A lot of you were like, yeah, do it. A lot of you like, Seniac, don't do it. Don't ruin something that's already there. You will never be able to replicate it and you will just cause mayhem and chaos, which I kind of agree to a certain extent. But at the same time, I'm thinking, remember the series of Dead End? Remember that? That was beautiful. Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it? I don't know. The jury's still out on this one, but I'll leave it alone for just now. But anyway, I want to build the university on this little island here, going all the way to the top. I want to build it on this, and I also want to try and integrate it really well with the ferry system. Now, right now, the ferry system, we have the inner loop, which kind of, the bus route took a lot away from it. I want to, instead of having it stop here, like it does there, I want to have it stop either here or there. And then come down, rather than going across that way, come down this way and then go back up as a way to kind of slightly bypass this area to go up and then stop there. And then add a route that goes on the opposite way round. As I slowly choke up my words. So we have one going different ways, and that's going to be mainly used to get in people to and from the university. We will have a road connection, don't get me wrong, but I want to try and add more reasons to use that ferry line than we do right now. But anyway, let's get this rocking and rolling. So first things first, then we need to add in a road connection. Now we have a highway connection just over here that I'm going to utilize. We have a highway connection over here. And obviously you have the road coming up from over here too. I want to eventually get these all connected as one and lead over to the island. I did think about building another bridge coming from over here, where that might be a good idea at some point. We do have the road coming over for the highway network. They can come down here. But as long as I set up good public transport, we shouldn't really have any issues. Or so he says. So he says. So I'm actually going to have the entry point to the island just over here. So let's get the 4-lane road set up right now, and let's pick this point here. So if I come out 10 from that way, and I just come out 10 from this way, so where we can then hopefully build our bridge. So I'm going to anti-key that in. We should get a little bit of a node now just in the middle, and we'll raise it up slightly. We'll just raise it up so we get like a little bit of a bend in a bridge, looking pretty nice for the ferries to go underneath. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I like it. So that's perfect. That's the only road entry point we're going to have for the university on this area. So we're going to need to eventually connect all this up, which I'll do a little bit later. But let's start to build what I want for the area. Now, I'm going to have to obviously build quite close to the edge in here. Oh, hang on. Is that quite high? Oh, that canal system there elevates slightly up. But anyway, I want to build close to the edge so I can get the ferry systems in. But let me just kind of quickly sort out this. So if I select you, and it should, you know, I've got to come down in a line, haven't I? There to there. We should be able to sort out the elevation change on that. Does it do the same on this side? It kind of does, doesn't it? I don't know how I didn't spot that. There to there. There we go. That's a little bit better. It was a bit too high, the edges there were, weren't they? They were a little bit too high, but that's all good. That is all good, mates. Anyway, as I get too carried away again, let's get back in with it with the road. So I don't want this to be elevated. I want this to be normal height. And we're just going to select where would it be the best way to do it? Because we want to kind of go straight to a certain extent. Because this is where we're going to have the ferry stops. I'm going to do the ferry stops literally on this section here. So if I kind of pick you to there, that's where the 2 ferry stops are going to be either side, which will lead us into this area. So I can actually just leave that as it is and then build from it. But as you enter the university area, we're going to have the roads. I like the rural style, I really do. But having a 6 and a... Is that a 6 and a 6 there? It was kind of hard to tell. 6 and a 6. Yes, come away from 10. Do that going across. And that should then be a 10 back. So it's your standard 5x5 bends. Nothing too fancy within this. It creates the little U that I need for the main building. We'll come off just here with a little bit of a road. So we come off that way. And I'm not too sure if I'll come off this way, but this will then eventually lead down to all of this. So if I can centralize that, and what is the bend there? So 14. So if I come up by a 9, we'll get a 5x5, right? 5x5. Connecting in. And that leads us down to it, which should work fairly well. It should work fairly well for us. So the university main building then is what we need next. And we're just going to go for the standard university campus. And I'm not going to go mental. We just need the normal large administration building. And that's what brings us into this area. So you fit it across by the 12 because that then fits in perfect for that building. Very good, sir. Very good. Very good. And then we can build up around it. So like I said, I ain't going to go too crazy. I'm not going to go too crazy. So the university campus, so the University of CanalTown. If you think I should just keep it to that name, just let me know in the comment section. Or do you reckon I should change it to something a bit different? Now, I don't know if I'm going to fill the whole of this peninsula up, but I'll take this all the way down anyway, just in case. Just in case I do go ahead and do it. So a couple of buildings then. I could place in a sports arena, which I think would be quite a good idea, but they're quite large buildings. Do I do the baseball park? I mean... That's always a pretty good idea, but it's got to be in a location that makes sense. We have the basketball arena, we have the aquatic centre, which is probably more fitting for a canal-based city. Or you can go for like the track and field. I feel like the track and field would probably be like the better option. Now, in terms of sizes of it, it's quite large. You will kind of need it near this area, thus meaning we'll have to utilise a road in reality. So let's say using the nodes here that I've got, if I just ran this in a straight line, actually if I go to there and up by 5, now I'm going to assume that there is, oh no, it needs a lot more. We need a lot more of this. I reckon it could be about a 15. What do you reckon, about 15 for that space? Yeah, that works fine. I could have it this way, but I kind of want it here. So if I kind of built it there, or do I go diagonal? Knowing that that is the spot there, right, if I delete this, I'm going to scroll up there, so I know that is a good little marker point. And in reality, I think it would be best to go like this. Oh, that is almost perfect. That is almost perfect. I'll come 5 away from it. That's about 4 or 5-ish, doesn't really matter. And then place it in. Right, that's perfect. It gives us plenty of space. And if I just bring it to about there. You know what I'm going to say? I should have moved. I need to move it over by a little bit more. Maybe that's too far. There instead. Okay, that's better. Okay, I'm going to drop it just there. That's where we're going to have it. We got a long straight road there, which we've got to try and implement in as well. Which we'll implement it from this anyway. So let's say I selected just about here. So bring it up by 10. And then we're going to kind of bend the road anyway. So bring this up about there. And you kind of want to... I can actually use the connection tool to bring it all together. And then whatever this decides is what we're going to kind of get from it. So bring that right down. So I could just kind of do like that, keep it nice and simple. Now the great thing about this is, yeah, it's like roads and everything like that, but it makes this area a little bit more interconnected with the buildings around it. We've got a track and field, which would be kind of like the main kind of sports event for it. If I build any more kind of universities, that's when we'll probably go for like the bigger sports stadiums, but I feel like this should be perfect for what I'm trying to accomplish in this area. And I can extend some roads off in various places for more connectivity, as well as implementing more paths. So this should work out. So back to the university building anyway. We want to drop a couple of dormitories down. It does give us a student capacity of 3,000, but apparently we have nearly 7,000 people eligible. So we could add quite a few in. Now I feel like it will make sense to have it near the public transport. That would be like the better option for us. So we'll try and utilize a couple of paths here coming off. So if I choose this one first, I just got to make sure I get the correct space of the building. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So drop you just there, and then you just there. So making sure we got a 6 as well. Do you reckon that'll be about it? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's not perfect, but do you reckon? Yeah, so I'd say I reckon I'll still be able to squeeze something in from it. So go about there. So a couple of dormitory buildings just placed in here. And then we'll see what we can kind of get done with the path. So this road, this canal, this road, what am I talking about? This canal does bend away from it, 14. So if I just go to here, I'm going to try and bend the path with us right now. So 2, so I'm going to go there, which will be a 3x2, which is fine. Just to get to kind of run in. And then that gets to here by a 12. So if I go for like something like a 4x4, that should be fine. 3, 4x4 on the old bend. Just kind of connect this in to end that up. I could then run this in a straight run here. And maybe I could squeeze in another dormitory. I think placing one here will kind of get away with it. Just slightly move it up a bit more. I'm trying to do it where it doesn't hit the building too much. And collide with that. I feel like I should move these down a bit more. With the space that I've got, which works out fairly well. How much does that cost me to move it again, by the way? 3,400. Damn. They do be charging me right now. Oh, hello. Didn't mean for you to pop up. So there we go. A couple of dormitory buildings. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. So that ultimately already kind of like adds to our population. Say population capacity of 1,500 students, but that is just where they sleep. They can't learn anything from this university right now. So the study hall is what we'll implement next. And this is stuff I feel like needs to be over on this side. So let me just add a little bit more of this road in. So I could also come off here slightly as well. Where I could bring this down to, let's just say a 15. Just like that. We can squeeze a little bit of a few bits and bobs in here, but it allows me to maybe add in a bend of some sort. So that'll be about 40. So I'll just come to here for just a moment, because this bend's going to be slightly different. So that's a 7 by a 7, and then connect in. And then we've got the road network to kind of pretty much how I would semi-want it. And then we can go from this. So I'm just connecting very quickly then the walkable, or the walkability of the paths. So I'll get you running straight up to there. And we'll try and add some crisscrosses in, so they can get from point A to point B. I'm probably looking, that's a 19. So we'll do a 5, we'll do like a 4x4-ish bend here. That's a 3, 4 by 4. Yeah, that connects perfectly fine, doesn't it? Yeah. And then run this, or at least try to. 5 by 4 will be fine, as that bends and runs from it as well. It could lead to us, let's say, this running up to the side, and that running diagonal into it. And that can end with something over here. Seven by 7 bend. Oh, I could run this all the way down. So bring it to there, and then we'll have like a slight bend take place there. So I'm making this kind of campus as walkable as I possibly can, but you can get quite carried away. So a study hall, I could build. I can actually build round about here somewhere. I could put it on the road and put it within side of the campus, or kind of just here to kind of break up the area space. But I'll build it just there. We have the groundskeeping building, which I feel like these are good buildings for like around in like tight little corners or edges. So it's always a good building to like put in a bit of dead space. We have the futsal club. I'll place that just here. Now we need the outdoor study area, and we also need. Let me place down first the graduation thing. That's normally like a very like good focal point to any university that you do build. I feel like that maybe we went good around here somewhere. Oh, actually, I get on that corner there, couldn't I? Doesn't ruin anything, does it, with the road? No. Alright, we'll take that, and then we'll place down the outdoor study area. Oh, that's actually quite a large building, isn't it? I say building, it's... Oh, would you class it as a building? How does that look? Yes. I'll do that, but I'm hoping... Can you snap... Oh, you can't really snap on to much there. I mean, it's not the end of the world. They can walk around to it. There's me saying I'm not going to build everything, and here's me about to build everything. Oh my goodness me. The canteen. So we'll place this. This obviously would be kind of ideal to go near the dormitories. We have the university fountain, which I can squeeze this one just here. We have the library. Can go just there in the center. We then have the math club. It turns out, guys, I'm building everything. Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. The math club can just squeeze just in there. Right, we've done the graduation kind of ceremony thing there. The academic statue, which I could squeeze. Can't really snap it onto there, but right next to the stadium. That seems quite fitting. The auditorium is quite a decent sized building as well. And I feel like this could benefit from a little bit of a road extension. A little bit of a 4 and a 4. Might be a bit too challenging to squeeze it on the end right now, but that works out fairly fine. Yeah. We've got then the laboratories. So these buildings are now starting to get slightly a bit larger. We'll throw the laboratories just there. We've got then the bookstore, which let's do there. They can pass the bookstore and buy some books as they get on and off the ferries. The media lab. I feel like I need to flip and switch some of these stuff up right now. So like we have like the cafeteria, which I can place just there. What was this again? This was the study hall, wasn't it? I'm going to place a study hall there, and then I flip this to over here instead. That's a bit better. And then the university library, if that went there. And then what am I now missing? The chess club, which is a smallish building. And then we have stuff like these large buildings. these are big boys, which I should be able to squeeze them all in along the side. But some are a lot larger than others. You know what I mean? But it's just now kind of about seeing what I can redistribute more evenly. So that could technically go here. And then, you know, I'm going to put this back on this side. Opens this up. I wonder if I could put like a little path going across very close by. And actually throw this here instead. So it's like opposite the main building, which makes more sense. That can go there. See, that feels a bit more compact and better, doesn't it? That actually does. Okay, I prefer that over anything else. I do prefer that over anything else. So we'll go with this. So all I'm now missing then is we have another academic statue, obviously, which I'm going to squeeze just here. And I reckon, I ultimately think that destroy that bit there. We can then place down these larger buildings. Now, some are a lot larger than others. Especially this one, which I'm going to struggle to get in unless I build it over on this side. But how much... we don't have much space or land to play with. So I could definitely like build, like, for example, this here. And then this one could go, for example, just there. It will mean I got to kind of terraform a little bit. Not much. Unless I place this right on the end there. I mean, it's just cost me a fortune to move all these around. I'm just trying to see the differences. That's a chunkier building, isn't it? So if I place this here instead, and move this down to here, that's a bit better for us. But the problem is, I've spent so much cash right now moving all this stuff around. The problem is trying to squeeze... oh, wait, is that the final building? Because that could go like this. But at the minute, I don't have enough money. Right, okay, we'll wait till we've... I spent over $1 million. Oh my god. And like, without even thinking twice. For all of this right now. Alright, I've got to bulk this out. And then we can smooth it. And flatten it down. So just smooth it from the bottom first. Just to kind of push this out as much as we can. Before we take the top. And you're still going to notice this anyway. So just chunk this out a bit more. Again, take it from the bottom. And you won't notice it as much. If we kind of cut in a little bit, you shouldn't notice it as much. I might just slightly pump this bit up again. Bring this out. We'll go with that. We're going to add some trees in this university area and whatnot, but right, we'll save the final building. I can eventually extend it there for what I don't know just yet, but there's always room to fully extend it. So before I get this all connected then, we need to actually make it actually connected like, to the main roads and stuff first. So what I'll do is we'll pick now back to these 4-lane roads. And we'll pick a little spot. So I want to give it a bit of space before we crisscross over onto this side anyway. So if I utilise, say, this section here. Now what was the distance between this and this? That was 20. So if I elevate that by 20, I know that's the kind of the distance, and do a 10. So that's the crossing that's going to happen there, where this will kind of bend in and kind of connect to there. That will kind of cross over there, roundabout. This, I can bring it up, cross here, and then these will kind of somewhat all meet in the middle, roundabout, you know what I mean? That's how we'll get it done. So, if I bring this... the issue is... I don't have a node there, so I'm going to have to kind of guess this. So that is perfect. 20 across. Perfect. 10. That's our bridge, in a way. So for now, just for now, I'm going to do this. It's not very good. Alright, but this is what I'm going to do for now. Just to have it connected, basically, until we work with this area. So don't mind that it's a bit funky at the minute. This is just what I'm going to get done. Actually, I could probably keep that road like that and have this kind of cross over into there, roundabout in the middle. But yeah, don't mind that. It's just that the fact that I've got it now connected is more important than anything else. So we're just going to put down the water pipes then, so this place is hydrated. And then we just run this all up. My beautiful pipe work that you all love. And then we just need to bring the power over, don't we? So we'll just do something as simple as this for now. Nothing too mental or crazy or over the top. Just does what it needs to do. Beautiful. So now then, we should be able to get in our 2 ferry stops either side. So the ferry stop here, so we'll add the one just, and I'll put it, I want to try and get it just here. There we go, in the center. And now this one, problem is, because it's snapping into there, I got to push it further back to connect it. But we'll have them staggered. We'll have them staggered, and we'll just unhook them for now. So I'm just getting it in place for now until we're ready to rock and roll. So I now should be able to, okay, delete a bit too much there of that wrong road. Roll. There we go. And we just create like a little up and over kind of system with some path. So no matter what you start you're stopping on, you can just walk over fairly easy. You can access both sides through the 2 ferry stops. So paths them. Now there's an interesting way I can do this. I could kind of do them in opposites, right? That's if the game is going to allow me to kind of squeeze this in. So if I did it like this, so if I went by a 4 up by, say, a 6, right? Went straight across, and then that 4 again, which will be here, back down to 0. So we've kind of like staggered it in a we've kind of staggered it in a funky way where it's a bit opposite, but it will work, and it'd be kind of fun to see him kind of walk down that. So you gotta get up there, walk down to go up and over, and then back down. You know what I mean? It's kind of fun to see it. But let me just now quickly add in the little segments to cross the road. So a little bit of a crossing, which should, yeah, it automatically gets placed in. So there should be crossings here. Middle, crossing. Now it doesn't create the little actual physical crossing that you would normally see, because it's not that type of road, but it allows pedestrians to still cross over anyway. So that does exactly what I need it to do. So we're winning. We're actually winning. Just got to get the water connected. It should be connected by power, which, yep, it is. And we just need to bring the ferry line around this. So for now, we'll just hook up the one route, the one side. But it does mean I've got to change how it comes down. So we're going to need, and I'm going to place a stop here. So I'm going to remove this one to over here, basically, is what I'm going to do. So, got to unhook all this now. Wait, is that placed right? Yeah, it is. So, unhook the road. And then delete it. And it's as simple as that. In reality, isn't it? So, move this stop to here instead. Which then means the next stop it's going to happen is... So it does stop there, which that's going to now be gone, as it's going to be over here. But I might... No, it's going to have a stop over there, so it should be fine. Yeah. So I have to cancel off that one. But then move it to here. Oh, actually I can't because I haven't got this here connected. So ferry pathway, quickly get that U connected. Then that then can stop here. Now, this here is not connected, so it can't go back. But if I add that in, it should now update. Unless that's the quicker way to go back. I can't see it being the quicker way. But let me fast forward. That can't be the quicker way. You telling me doing a UE and going up that way is quicker than going all the way? Oh no, it's just updated. I was gonna say, I was honestly gonna say that doesn't seem right. Now I won't add the opposite route in yet. I'll probably do that next episode. And yeah, it does bypass all of this now, so there's no, it doesn't feel like there's much going on or the stop there. But I'll leave the stop in anyway, and I'll leave the stop just there, just in case I do something with it. Now, if you work in here, right, if you say you're working in this section, there's a bus stop there. The ferry stop's only like a short walk, that way and that way. So it's not the end of the world. They will walk that distance, pedestrians. They will walk it. But that will now allow us to have, the students access the university a little bit easier. So it might take a while before we see the full extent of them utilising it. And it will give more purpose and use to that ferry system now, going around, because the buses did take a little bit away from it. Vehicles are coming in, and the University of CanalTown is now officially open for business. So it can house up to 5,300 students. It's got 1,200 at the moment. We've got the team stuff here, which we'll sort all this out next episode. I'm just going to give it some money right now for a grant, so hopefully it can start to level up a little bit. But we have officially got our university in, which ain't too shabby. It ain't too shabby. I was going to add that final building, but I think I'll save a bit of cash first. We'll hopefully try and save a little bit of cash. But this is going to work out very well in the long run. Now, I know they're going to be sad over here about this being depleted. But what we need to find out, we'll see. Wait, hold on. Did I not get rid of the crisscross happening here? I think there's a reason why no one can use this. Well, they can. It's just a little bit complicated. There we go. Well, that's funky, isn't it, boys? That's very funky. But yeah, we eventually have one going around the opposite way. So people are getting off. It's all good. And off they go. So the fact that they're driving this way shows that they can access this area easy anyway. So that's pretty sweet. I mean, I think eventually I'll have like a ferry system that goes around the riverbed. So we get some connected up on that side anyway. So it'll work out in the long run. There's no issues. There's no need to stress. This is going to be perfect. So do we find a lot of people waiting here? Yes, we do. So lines overview for the ferries right now. This is this green one here. So you can see the amount of people now waiting. So we might need to, because it's now taking a longer route, it takes longer to get to each stop. So we might need to add in more boats. So I might need to add, yeah, I think I'm going to have to add in maybe 4 more, to be honest with you. 4 more ferries. But it will all change when we get a route going the opposite way, because that will take a lot off that route anyway. So, yeah. Not bad, not bad. We got a nice little university on the go, which should hopefully give these guys the works they require, but they also don't have enough buyers for the product. So now we got to start thinking about how we can export the goods a little bit easier. We have a train line that tears through here, so maybe creating a little kind of export terminal just there will be perfect for this type of industry. Yeah, I was about to say, I assume these guys are complaining about it as well. Which you've only got one just there, but not really much going on. We need to get some more ships coming down here, which will be pretty good to see. Need to get some, maybe eventually some airplanes coming in, but just having the ability to export more often and more easily will be a huge benefit for us. And if I can get an export area just there, they might even utilize this train line by like bringing goods back and forth. You never know, thus reducing some of the vehicles moving about. Only time will tell, boys. Only time will tell. How well is this line doing anyway? This line 1. It has so many people still waiting. Can I even add any more boats on this? Oh my goodness me. I can only add 3 more boats on it. That needs a route going the opposite way as well. It really does. It really does. But as long as everyone now gets educated, which you can see that highly educated is now happening, we've got the capacity for them almost, which is perfect for us boys. Absolutely perfect. We can now focus on other groundbreaking things. University, check. I could add a couple of trees in. Just bulk it up a bit more. You know, not go too crazy, even though I kind of do want to go a bit crazy. But yeah. University check. And the more people, the more residents we get moving in when we build up these areas a bit more, the more students can go over there. But we got to focus on the exports next episode anyway. That's going to be a very, very important thing that we do get done. But we'll end it for here anyway, guys. Hope you did enjoy this. If you did, smash the like button down below. And until next time, I see you all soon. So